Hello, little dreamers. I'm Sarah, and today's magical tale is called The Fir and the Bramble. Are you ready? Let's begin. Once upon a time, in a forest full of green and growing things, there stood a tall and proud fir tree. The fir tree was covered in shiny, pointed needles that glistened in the sunlight. It stood straight and tall, reaching up to touch the sky, and it thought very highly of itself because of its impressive stature. Nearby, there was a bramble bush. The bramble was not tall or straight. Instead, it was a tangle of thorny branches that sprawled across the ground. The bramble was humble and did not boast about its appearance. It was content to grow where it was, providing berries for the animals and a cozy home for little creatures. One day, the fir tree looked down at the bramble and said, "Oh, how lowly and tangled you are, Bramble. Look at me, standing tall and handsome. I reach for the sky while you merely crawl along the earth." The bramble replied, "Dear fir, I may not be as tall as you, but I am happy and content with what I am. I provide shelter and food for the creatures of the forest." The fir tree laughed. "You are nothing compared to me. I am strong and admired by all who see me." Just then, a woodcutter came into the forest. He was looking for a tree to cut down and take home for firewood. As he walked through the forest, he noticed the tall, straight fir tree. "Ah, this will make excellent timber," he said to himself, and he quickly began to chop it down. The fir tree, once so proud, fell to the ground with a crash. It was hauled away by the woodcutter, leaving nothing but a stump behind. Meanwhile, the bramble remained safe and sound, untouched by the woodcutter's axe. The bramble sighed softly and said, "Dear fir, being tall and proud is not always the best. Sometimes being humble and content with who you are is the greatest blessing of all." And so, the lesson of the story is that being humble and content with what you have is often better than boasting and seeking admiration. It is not always the tallest or the most grand that is safest or happiest. And that's the end of today's tale, my little adventurers. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you did, be sure to follow or subscribe. You can also leave a review or share with friends who love stories too.